Hey, everybody, you're listening to the Longbox Guys present Nightwing, 1995. You guys may be wondering, why are the Longbox Guys talking about Nightwing? Nightwing is going to have a major motion picture from Warner Brothers, and it's going to be directed by the guy who did the Batman Lego movie. So we figured it'd be good for us to break down Nightwing stories year by year. This time we're going to start in 1995. To give you a little bit of background, Nightwing was the superhero persona of one Dick Grayson, who most people know as Robin the Boy Wonder. Created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger and Jerry Robinson, he was introduced in Detective Comics number 38 back in 1940. LT, how did he become the Robin?
Well, Mike, Dick Grayson was the child of two aerial acrobats in Haley's circus known as the Flying Graysons. And the Flying Graysons were murdered by a mobster in Gotham City named Tony Zuko. And after they were murdered, Bruce Wayne adopted as his legal ward Dick Grayson. And then he began extensively training Dick to be his sidekick Robin.
Yes, because nothing says good parenting like throwing a child into danger every time you walk out the door. So Dick spent 40 years running around in short shorts until 1984 when he said no more. As the leader of the Teen Titans, he wanted to establish himself as a person/hero outside of the Batman legacy. However, the editors and writers of DC had an odd sense of humor as they named him Nightwing, which was a ripoff from Superman and Jimmy Olsen as superheroes when they were in the shrunken city of Kandor. In 1995, Dick got his own title, a 4-issue miniseries. And just a quick note, this was not Dick Grayson's first solo series. From 1941 to 1952, Robin had his own solo stories in Star Spangled Comics. The miniseries was written by the great Denny O'Neil and drawn by Greg Land and Mike Sellers. In the first issue, Dick saves a woman named Midge, the MacGuffin Webster, who was kidnapped. He then meets the Batman and tells him he's retiring. Tired of this life, he just wants a normal life. Alfred swings by Dick's apartment to drop off some food and some old documents from his parents that has been laying around the Batcave. Dick finds a note from Pickles the Clown that threatens his mom and dad if they talk. That's right, the world's greatest detective, Batman, apparently never looked through Dick's murdered parents' stuff to see if someone may have wanted to kill them. All clues point to Kravia, the second most despotic nation in the DC universe, only second to Santa Prisca. Dick goes and applies for a visa to go to Kravia. This alerts the ruler of Kravia, a scarred bad guy who dresses like a cross between an SS officer and Muammar Gaddafi. His name is Prince Balsic. Prince Balsic hires good old Bernie the assassin to off Dick Grayson. Bernie displays his prowess by killing Balsic's butler. Meanwhile, Dick starts dating Midge. Dick gets attacked by Bernie, and after fighting him off, Bernie gets away. Oracle then makes a brief appearance to give us some exposition on Kravia and arranges to smuggle Nightwing into the country. Harold then appears and gives Nightwing his costume. Harold is a mute who works as the janitor/engineer in the Batcave at the time. Nightwing parachutes into Kravia just as Prince Balsic starts his ethnic cleansing of the country. Dick gets an inopportune cell phone call from Midge as he's fighting off the Kravian soldiers. So those were the first 2 issues. What did you guys think about those?
I think that if Basic Detective 101 is you turn off your cell phone.
Good call. But it was a new costume for him. He didn't even realize he had a built-in cell phone in the costume because apparently he's too good to read the owner's manual that Harold spent all that time writing.
And also, he did practice in it. I mean, he practiced doing some flips. He practiced on parallel bars in the Batcave. You don't think he would have tapped a couple of pieces of equipment?
What man reads the owner's manual?
Later on, we'll discover he knows way more about this costume, but for some reason, he does not know about turning off the cell phone.
Well, I think he was too busy wanting to practice his gymkhana.
Quick Jared note, Gymkhana was a martial arts movie starring Kurt Thomas.
Quick note, it's not for Jared, it's for Alex.
I like Jared better. He needs something to do in prison while he takes the footlongs.
So let's move on to issue number 3, where everything gets picked up. Dick returns the call to Midge to find out she's being beaten up by someone, but he can't really help her because he's not in that country. Nightwing promptly gets captured and thrown into a death trap where he meets Pickles the Clown. Turns out Pickles was the former Prime Minister of Kravia. The Graysons were on tour of Kravia, and he posed as Pickles the Clown and killed the real Prince Balsic, who was basically a psychotic Jeffrey. Dick's parents witnessed the murder, so that's why Pickles sends them the note. Pickle then takes his own child, scars him up, and replaces him as the Crown Prince. That kid turns out to also be psychotic. There must be something in the water in Kravia. Nightwing ends up saving Pickles from a death trap.
Maybe scarring up your kid is the reason that he's all screwed up. I mean, maybe that was the plan with the first Balsic. And they like, hey, let's scar him up. It'll make him like noticeable. So they scar up the kid and he's psychotic. So the second kid gets scarred up and he's psychotic too. I'm just saying I see a pattern.
Yeah, a scarred-up person named Pickles and Ballsack have mental issues. This is not surprising to anyone.
In issue number 4, Nightwing escapes from Kravia with the Prime Minister, who's grievously wounded in the escape. Nightwing notifies the press, and Pickles, the Prime Minister, reveals to the world about the ethnic cleansing that's going on in Kravia. Because, let's face it, nothing will stop ethnic cleansing like a UN resolution. Dick gets a call from Midge and says that her dad has a gun. Rather than calling the police, Dick decides that he's going to rush over there and save the day. Unfortunately, Bernie the assassin has other ideas. He's not going to let Dick go without a fight. That's right, I said it. He's not going to let Dick go without a fight. Somehow Dick is able to defeat the colorblind assassin and races off to Midge's house, where he arrives too late. Midge has shot her abusive father. Nightwing visits Prime Minister Pickles, who tells him that he's dying, but he also reveals he never ordered the assassination of Dick's parents because they were killed before he had a chance to. See, he's not all bad. Nightwing then meets up with Nightwing then meets up with Batman and tells Bruce that he and Alfred were the best family a kid could have because he has no idea what a real family should be like. So what are you guys' thoughts on the Nightwing miniseries?
I think you're not going to pry Dick from my warm, lubed hands.
So right up until issue 4, everybody wanted Dick for the wrong reasons. Bernie wanted Dick to kill him. Midge wanted Dick, not because she wanted Dick. She just didn't want to be near Dad. But in the end, I think we all learned a very valuable lesson from this comic, and that is if you go out with a girl just to get coffee and she wants to come home and clean your house, she doesn't want Dick for the right reasons.
What was up with Nightwing's hair? His hair changed like 9 times during the comic book. Sometimes it was a super long ponytail. Sometimes it was this huge, bushy man thing on top of his head. And other times it was like this slicked back, like crew cut with like a tiny rat tail going all the way down to his buttocks.
So that is, do you have product in your hair? No product in your hair. Product in your hair? No product in your hair.
The 1990s was a horrible time period for artwork. Can we all agree on that? Because this is all the Rob Liefeld, I am going to put muscles everywhere on this guy's body, even if they shouldn't exist.
That's right.
And that's what this artwork was. Denny O'Neil.
And there was a lot of bad hair.
There was a lot of bad hair, but I think Denny O'Neil tried to do a little too much with this 4-issue story. If he wants to talk about domestic abuse, that should be the focus of his story. If he wants to give Dick closure for his parents' murder, then that should be the focus of the story. The whole MacGuffin with saving Midge and then having to rescue her only to find out that she's killed her father. It's a worthless side story for a character who never appears ever again in any comic book.
Yeah, I'd also like to say that this particular comic book really seems to be like a tribute to Patrick Nagel, the 80s pop artist. You guys remember the Patrick Nagel stuff? The black and whites with the big hair?
Oh, my God, you're so right.
Look up, Yeah, this whole thing kind of looks like a Patrick Nagel. If you take a quick look, just put Patrick Nagel 80s pop art, and you'll see all these things that will look exactly like what we're talking about here.
Her name should have been Rio.
And
Every time I hear that name, I think of Nat Pagel, who's a side quest in World of Warcraft for fishing. I've
done that side quest. I have done that side quest. That's outside of what's that? Outside of the town of?
It's in the
Goblin Town.
Yes, down in the south.
Yeah,
I can't remember it. I haven't played in a couple of years. But yeah, there.
Oh, clean and sober, 8 years now. Thank you. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm a World of Warcraft addict. Hi, Tom. I was addicted to fishing, of all things. Oh my God, I would fish so much. Quick Jared fact, fishing in World of Warcraft doesn't actually get you fish.
All right, I think that's going to do it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you again on the Longbox Guys Presents.